One of the things I wanted to find out about is, I know you guys have raised, you've been on both sides of the table now raising. A lot of the companies we work with, they're raising as well. What are some of the mistakes you see and things that people should be looking out when raising?
Yeah, so I'll just say, I always have this joke with my co-founder, Elon, that like when I feel that I'm a bit bored, I'll go and raise money. It's like sort of a hobby. But like, I think that one of the things that founders should understand is that raising money is about relationships. Okay, you never too early start talking to VCs. I would actually say you should start talking to them as early as possible, even if you aren't raising, because then you give them a window to look into how your company is doing and how you are progressing, right? Because if you meet an investor when you're at like 500K ARR, right? And you keep talking to them maybe once every month or two, and then you hit 1 million, 2 million, then they see the progress rather than just seeing you at a very specific point in time when you go and raise money and it's only one number, like you already hit 2 million, but they haven't seen you move forward and build. And I think as a former VC, I can say seeing that process, understanding how you operate as a founder is crucial for me making the decision if I will be investing or not. So that's the first thing. Second thing is that you should look at at raising money as like a horse race. Okay, you have a line, or say a bunch of horses that are going to be racing. Those are the VCs, right? And each of them is going to be running at a different speed. And you need to make sure that no horse is getting too far ahead, right? Because at the end of the day, you want to have 3 or 4 horses at the finish line, giving you term sheets, and then having this kind of competitive throwdown of like optimizing on terms. And if one gets too ahead, and then they give you a term sheet, then, I mean, it might be a great term sheet, but you don't have much leverage, right? You can use that to actually go and talk to the other VCs and get them ahead, but you always want to make sure that no one is too much ahead, and you have to make sure that everyone is kind of the same line the whole time. That really helped us when we were fundraising. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. And then for teams, what should they be looking for in VCs?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would really recommend talking to portfolio companies, not only the ones that are introduced by the investor, but looking at the website and just reaching out cold, being like, and founders will answer you. Like if you reach out to them and say, hey, listen, I'm actually talking to your investor about working with them. Would love to talk to you for like 5-10 minutes, just hear about how they added value, the interaction, do they sit on the board. That's the first thing. Second, and this is super important, when you meet a VC, you always feel, or you have this feeling that the VC has the power, has the leverage, and they're interviewing you, shooting questions at you, and you need to answer, right? The founders I respected the most when I used to meet are the ones that could actually ask questions back. What is your investment thesis? How big is the fund? How do you split first checks to follow-ons? How do you look at companies that aren't doing very well? Okay, how do you add value? Ask them questions. Ask them what stage they are in the fund, because it makes a huge difference if it's a fund that they just finished raising and now you're the first check, or you're at the end of the fund cycle and now they're much more picky of like how they're going to be deploying the capital. It does affect the way they look at you as a company. So these are legit questions. It shows that you understand their business, and I think you can really gain a lot of points in their eyes.